Words of the Lost. This is episode 2. If you've seen the first episode, it is about parental alienation. It is just me solo venting and expressing my thoughts, feelings on the topic, giving some much needed information, and pointing in a general direction for where fathers specifically should be going if they're fighting in family court, seemingly lost battle. Episode 2, not sure what the topic is. I have my lovely significant other, wife of a wolf with me, Ashley, to some. What is today's topic?
Today's topic is something that I think everyone should find important. It's definitely an eye-opener to me, which is why I wanted to make it more public. Last night we were discussing in bed an interesting topic. It's a little difficult to grasp, but very meaningful and very powerful, especially if anything does occur. We were talking about survival, and if anything crazy happened out of the blue, are you gonna be a liability, or are you gonna lead your family and the people you love to safety? And I know personally, I, at the moment, would definitely be a liability. And I feel like a lot of people would most definitely just be a liability.
Yeah.
So, so I wanted to bring awareness to that.
Okay.
I wanted to recap last night's conversation.
Okay. So she's very scattered when she explains things. But yes, it's the concept and the ideology that a person needs to be prepared for situations unforeseen. There's a reason they do school shooting drills. I don't feel like they're teaching you the right thing because they just tell everyone to cower and hide underneath the table, basically just leaving yourself open as a target. On a personal level, I'd like to train my children to know to find the nearest exit, break a window, leave the building. If there's a shooting happening in your building, 9 times out of 10 you need to get out of the building. That's just one example because school shootings are prevalent in this country, unfortunately. And that's one of those scenarios that if something starts going horrifically, terribly wrong, do you know what to do? Do your children know what to do? We were in Walmart and I told our daughter, you need to pay attention when we're walking in the stores at all times. For no other reason than if something goes wrong and we need to direct you out, you need to know where we're at. You need to see what's happening. You need to be able to lock in. And for a child, that's hard, but scary enough. For most adults, that's hard. So yeah, I brought it up last night because I've been fortunate enough to go through different types of training in my life, and I've gone through different situations that have forced me to use survival skills, whether I wanted to or not. Because again, when shit goes wrong and hits the fan, it just goes wrong and hits the fan. No one says, hey, it's going to happen in 2 seconds, be ready. So it's about being prepared, having that proper preparation so you can prevent poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Very simple ideology, 5 Ps. Everyone should look into it and adopt that ideology. So being prepared is more of a mental state. It's not always just your physical. You could be physically trained, look great, lift weights, do all that cool stuff, but not be mentally prepared for anything to happen. So your physical prowess is useless. You yourself are a liability, not an asset. So the concept is, in the back of our minds, we need to be prepared at all times for the unimaginable. Because God forbid it happens, our end game is to protect our family, protect our children, and get them to safety. But for us to do so, we need to be able to be conscious in the situation, active in the situation, and responsive. And that's really the biggest thing. You have to be able to respond. So I asked her, something goes wrong, are you going to respond or are you going to stand still? And she said,
I don't know.
And that right there shows we're not even in the realm of preparedness. Because not even in your imagination are you automatically just, yeah, I got like, no, you're like, damn.
Don't you think I am?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you don't want to get caught with your pants down. So not to say that everyone needs to now go out there and go do tactical training or go to the gun range, but would it make sense? Would it make sense for you to actually know how to hunt? Would it make sense for you to know where the North Star is? What the North Star looks like? Would it make sense for you to be able to find your time based on if you're awake when the sunrise happens and you have a general idea of things like that? These aren't unfathomable ideas. This isn't spy hard. It's just preparation. It's taking the time to prepare yourself for the unimaginable. I'd like to say zombie apocalypse. I feel like that's the best one that everyone should really prepare themselves for, because it's going to demand the most from us if it happens. Physically, mentally, it's going to demand the most from us. So I feel on a personal level, we should all be preparing for the zombie apocalypse. You should be able to hang on a pull-up bar for a few minutes.
You should be able to run, which
I can't. You should be able to run for more than, let's say, a quarter of a quarter mile. You should be able to run for more than a quarter mile before you're completely gassed and useless to everyone around you. You should be able to run and carry more than 20 pounds on you at the time of running, because if God forbid your friend needs help, family needs help, can you actually help them?
Even cutting it.
That's not even a person. That's like a limb.
That's a backpack.
That's a limb. I'll carry your arm. You have to do the rest. So again, preparation, it starts here. It starts in your mind. It starts with the mindset that if God forbid something happens, I know to take that breath, clench down, and just be responsive, be aware, be awake. A lot of us are walking around sleep. We're awake physically, but in a sleep state. And then when things do go wrong, you'll see in the videos all the people that just panic. And sometimes if you look close, you'll see one person in the video that kind of just looked like they knew what they were doing. Because they probably do. Mm-hmm. They're prepared. They knew where to go. They knew what corner to find. They didn't panic. They didn't just stand up and wait to get shot.
They were deer in headlights.
They weren't the deer in headlights. And I think for most of us, the fear of, something happening to our significant other, to our family, is so paralyzing that we try to avoid the idea of it altogether and pretend like not us, not me, not mine.
Not my family.
Not my family.
Not my kids.
So as we watch the news and we see all these horrific things happening and we scroll through our timelines and see all this disgusting stuff, depending on what you follow, or if you just go to the Explore page, you can't keep saying not yours, because every person that lost a child, lost a mother, lost a brother, lost a friend, they probably at some point in their lives said not us. And no one can prepare to lose someone. I'm not going to pretend like you really can. But to lie to yourself and act like these things are impossible, improbable, or impractical is illogical. And I like to base a lot of my actions on logic. I'm emotionally driven, as we all are. But I don't let my emotion cloud my judgment. To the best of my ability. I'm not perfect. I'm working on it. Far from it. But again, to the best of my ability, I like to let logic rule. Because it's point A to point B. Not point A, well, I feel like this right now, so let's talk about it, then point B. That's the split second you didn't have to waste when you have to respond. There's no time to think. There's no time to panic. There's no time to worry. Shit happens. React. We'll talk about it when we make it home safely. But that's got to be the goal.
All of us.
All of us.
For all those people out there with kids, you want to take them all home every time you go out.
So the key to this, not to go into 1,000,001 scenarios, because the goal is for you guys to find your own balance, find your own way to make it work, find your own system that you and your family can uphold and believe in. What did you say before cut off? Don't be what?
Don't be a liability. Be an asset. Be someone resourceful. Don't be that deer in the headlights. You gotta work on it. You gotta do exercises, both emotionally and physically. I know one thing you've said is, what if you're off hiking and, I don't know, one of you falls down off a cliff almost? You want to be able to bring that person back over the ledge. Would you be able to do it? Or are they gonna fall?
Half y'all gonna let the people fall and just pretend you tried and lie. Tell some crazy story about how you tried to save them.
What if it's one of your kids? What if
Don't
it's
be
your
that person.
sister? What if it's your mom? What if you're at the store and someone starts shooting? What's gonna happen then? Are you gonna leave them there? Are you gonna leave yourself there, vulnerable?
Probably. But you don't have to. Choice is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Words of lost. This is the land of the lost. I pray for the rise of the lost. Stay focused, stay tuned. More music coming. Kid works. More fitness coming. Alpha fitness. More duck coming. Wife of a wolf. More baby dragon. Feed the baby dragon. Stay tuned. It's going to be a real fun summer. Hopefully a real informative summer. Hopefully we get these topics going on a deeper scale. Potentially have guests. Potentially have round table talks at some point. But until that time, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with her. Subscribe. Like. Comment. Share. Thank you.